What's up, guys? Kutter28 here for Next Level Gamers. It has been a while, so I've found some old gameplay that I'm going to toss in here. I'm mostly just going to talk about the latest news from the E3 press conference and talk about the conference in general and my thoughts and opinions on how it went for Microsoft as well as Sony. Obviously, there were two other conferences on the same day on the Monday. That was EA and Ubisoft, which had very impressive conferences for themselves, but everybody wants to know what the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 is going to contain, right? That's where the main focus was primarily for the event itself. Now getting to Xbox, let's start there, I think, and we'll talk about what they opened with, and that was Metal Gear Solid 5. And man, oh man, that thing looks incredible. Now, I'm a big, long-time Metal Gear Solid fan, and that actually started on the PlayStation. So to see that come out and be for Microsoft was a bit of a shock. I think it was a good steal on their part. It was a good move, and you're going to get a lot of fans, I think, going that way. Now, I know there's been a lot of discussion as far as used games and always online and all that kind of stuff, and the Kinect being always connected, having to log in 24 hours, going to a friend's place, logging in. You're going to have to be logged in every hour. It's going to check on you and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of major concerns, and unfortunately, they did not address a thing at the E3. Now, I think that was mostly just to kind of hide and show off all their games, which was impressive as well. They started off with announcing a new redesigned 360. That's okay, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. For those who don't have the 360, I guess here's your chance to get the latest one. Hopefully that won't red ring on you. Then from there, they introduced some games that are coming forward as well. The World of Tanks will be a exclusive. The Max, the Curse of Brotherhood, which looked kind of neat as well, and they showed off Dark Souls, which is coming to the 360, but I believe that one's multi-platform, so either way, that's not really going to matter for that one. And then they went into the Xbox One games themselves. Rise, which was presented, I want to say, 2 E3s ago. That was 2 years ago when they announced that one, and at the time, that was actually a Kinect-based game. And when you could see it, they played it with a controller instead. So the new controller came into use for Rise when they showed that off, and a ton of QTEs, a lot of quick time events. That was, hopefully we're trying to get away from that stuff. No one really wants to see that anymore, do they? Like, come on, guys. So who knows there? Not too sure. From there, they announced Killer Instinct. That was cool. I'm a big Killer Instinct fan from way back in the arcade days. So I bought that. I had that on the SNES, I believe it was, which was kind of cool. Nice to see. That's going to be a day one download only. Ted Price came out too, which was another steal for Microsoft, who with Insomniac Games are doing a Sunset Overdrive. That looked like a cartoonish zombie game to me. We'll see how that one goes. From there, of course, they did the Forza 5 for all the driving fans. Again, another impressive looking game. If you're into that simulation, this is going to be perfect for you guys. They talked, I don't want to talk about all the games, but they had a couple keys that I thought were rather interesting, like Project Spark. That one, you build your own game within it. Kind of reminded me of a take or a spin-off of Little Big Planet from Sony. But again, they designed that with the smart glass and this and that. It was kind of cool to see. They had some issues. Let's talk about some of the issues they had with, like, say, Crimson Dragon. There was no sound. They showed the trailer, and there's not a thing of sound at all throughout the entire thing. Not very impressive. That kind of hurts them. It was too bad. And then the guy from EA comes out for Battlefield 4, and again, issues. To the point where he almost walked off the stage. He was getting booed. I felt actually pretty bad for him, considering. And then they called him back out and said, yeah, here we go. So, as good as Battlefield 4 was, it was a bit of a fumble on Microsoft's part to get that going up for him. Then they announced some of the indie games. Of course, you got Halo coming back, and the leaked Titanfall. That one looks pretty interesting, actually. That one's cool. Whatever Black Tusk, they wouldn't mention the title of this. Black Tusk is working on something as well, and that thing looked incredible. It was awfully pretty to look at. The biggest thing I think was what they really stole from this was the partnership with Twitch. Twitch TV is now going to be seamlessly integrated with that Snap feature, so you can live stream while you're playing. That was awesome. Sony had nothing really to kind of go with that. Nothing to battle that one out, so that one could be a bit of a steal. Downfall, though, like I said from before, was all of the being connected, this, that, and all that kind of used games. That's been a huge issue right from the get-go. Microsoft, I think, is going to have a lot of problems. I think they lost a lot of people on this. And to end things off, they announced it at $500, $499. Not good. Nobody's liking the $499 price tag. So overall, guys, I want to hear what you guys are thinking of the E3 Xbox reveal, the major event. Let me know how you guys thought it went. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And from here, we're going to head into Sony, the competitors. Alright, so let's get talking about the Sony event, the PS4 and the PS3. They started off actually with the Vita. Jack Tretton came out and he started talking about the Vita and that they have 125 games in development, of which 85 titles will be coming this year. Got like Batman coming, Counter Spy, Doki Doki, Killzone Mercenary, which looks fantastic. I can hardly wait to get my hands on that. They actually bumped the date on that one to September 10th. It was competing September 17th with Grand Theft Auto 5. Smart move. Let's bump that one ahead. Let's get out before Grand Theft Auto 5, and everybody disappears, right? So let's try and get some sales before we don't even get a chance with competing with Grand Theft Auto 5. And they've got Tearaway coming. They've got a bunch of games now. So Vita owners do have something to be very excited for. So they talked on that. They also talked about a Walking Dead bundle too for the Vita, which is cool. I through PlayStation Plus was able to get the first 2 episodes. So now with that coming to the Vita and having specific features for the Vita tailored to the Vita itself, I will be buying the bundle, I think, and going from there. From there, they continued on with the PS3. You have like The Last of Us is coming out on this Friday. Puppeteer, Rain. Rain is a indie game. I wouldn't even say it's an indie game. It comes across as an indie game, to be honest. But it's one of those hidden gems, I think, that you're going to find is going to take off, just like how Journey did. So keep your eyes out for that. They touched on Beyond Two Souls. That looked, for a PS3 title, competing now that we're heading into the PlayStation 4, Beyond Two Souls just looks so realistic. It's incredible. And, of course, GT6. Gran Turismo, another beautiful car racing game for The Sims. If you guys are into that simulation stuff, I know a lot of people are. That's the #1 selling game on the PlayStation. That's their go-to game, I believe. So that's awfully cool for those racers. You got Batman Arkham Origins coming, and of course GTA 5. Now what they also announced was with GTA 5, you're going to get some exclusive content with that. Now they touched on a lot of exclusives that are going to be coming out for Sony devices only. The Sony games are getting an extra little touch if you're a PlayStation fan. So that's cool. From there, we headed into the PlayStation 4. Now, this is where everybody was waiting, right? Everybody's on on the edge of their seats and just kind of hanging on, waiting. When are we going to start talking about the new stuff? Let's talk about the new stuff. Everybody knows about like The Last of Us getting 10s. No one needs to question whether or not that's even any good. People know about Rain, not too much, and Beyond Two Souls. Well, if you played Heavy Rain, you know you're going to be out there and buying Beyond Two Souls anyways. Now, when it comes to PlayStation 4, they said they have 140 games in development currently, 40 of which will be coming this year, 20 titles at launch, 12 new IPs this year. Now, Microsoft said they'll be having 15 IPs coming out this year. So they're right there, hand in hand. But 20 games at launch, this is awesome. And it's not so cool at the same time, right? Nobody's going to play 20 games all at once. So to space that out, and when you're already getting into games like Batman Arkham Origins and Grand Theft Auto and Beyond Two Souls and The Last of Us, you're starting to roll into the next gen and ending with the current gen. So money, right? Let's get real here. People only have so much cash. And we'll talk about how much that will be for the PlayStation 4 here shortly. Now, launch titles they've talked about. Killzone Shadowfall. That was a given. Everybody knows that's their shooter franchise. Drive Club, which was a cool feature, we'll be having for free for PlayStation Plus members and NAC. And then we got Infamous coming in Q1. So there's 3 that we already know for sure will be in the launch titles. I don't know who's getting what. Obviously, we get Drive Club for nothing, which is awesome. PlayStation Plus, if you're not a member of PlayStation Plus, you are definitely missing out. I know I've got a lot of free games for PlayStation, and I know I tend to talk mostly about PlayStation. That's my primary console. That's where I tend to lean to first. That's just a given. Microsoft, I didn't want to pay to play online. Now, rumor has it, I'm looking into confirming this, but you have to be a PlayStation Plus member in order to play online for PlayStation 4. Now, don't quote me, but I want to say that that's going to be the new model, which is it's okay, but that's why I went to PlayStation to start with, was because it was online for free. I didn't have to pay to play. I just grabbed my game and played. So, yeah, it's kind of double-sided, right? Let's face it. But like I said, if you're not a PlayStation Plus member, you're missing out as far as I'm concerned too. $50 gets you a lot of free stuff. Now, let's see what else we have to talk about here, guys. Let's talk about where Microsoft's biggest downfall is. As I mentioned, is the online, the used games. And what does Jack Tretton do? He comes out and says, yeah, there's no issues for playing used games on the PlayStation 4. To the point where the crowd erupted so loud that Jack had to stand back and just wait his turn in order to get back to talking about the rest of the stuff. But the fact that, no, you don't need to be online to play. You don't have to be connected or checked in every 24 hours. And it just built up so much that I think at the end of the day, Sony walked away with the E3 press conference and just buried Microsoft one step further into the grave. Now, to top things off, they've also announced the PlayStation 4 will be $399, $400 this holiday season. Never gave us a date. We know that the Xbox One will be coming November. Again, no date there either. They've also had issues manufacturing the system itself, so I don't know if that kind of gives them a bit of a leeway. I don't know. I do think Sony needs to be out before Microsoft in order for them to really steal the show on this altogether. But at the end of the day, honestly, guys, I think if you're a gamer and if you can afford one system, PlayStation seems to be where everybody's tending to lean to. Even current Xbox players are going, forget Microsoft, I'm jumping ship. I have friends personally that are die-hard Microsoft fans playing their Xbox 360, and they have said, I will not be getting it. They're going to get the PS4. $400, all this free stuff, amazing titles in the works. Again, like I said, though, I'm a die-hard PlayStation fan, and when you're in the media, they say you shouldn't really tend to one side or the other, but again, everybody has a preference. Everybody has a favorite. But I am looking to get the Xbox One as well. There's just some exclusives on there that you're not going to get on the PlayStation. Regardless, I think whatever system you choose is going to be great, and I think you're going to have a great time regardless. You can't go wrong with either one. There are just some hiccups, some major hiccups, honestly, when it comes to getting the Xbox. But again, that's up to you guys and whether or not you want to deal with that. For me, always online isn't an issue. My system, the minute I turn it on, it's connected. Now, where I do have a problem is with that Kinect. And the Kinect needs to be connected to the Xbox. I know I said I'm talking about PlayStation here, but obviously that Kinect, those issues keep arising, and there's nothing you can do to get rid of it. So that is a bit of a problem. Now, they did announce for Sony that there's a partnership with Bethesda and the Elder Scroll Online. So that was kind of a neat deal. There's a couple other games too. They introduced this steampunk era of The Order in 1866. Looks like he's based in London. That one's gonna be awfully cool, I think, to check out as well. And I was hoping, what I wanted to see was more of the Ustream functionality, and that's where I said Microsoft stole that with Twitch. They had a great thing there with Twitch, and I was hoping to see something come out of the PlayStation family where they said, this is how Ustream works. You can live stream, you can do this, you can do that, and unfortunately there was nothing. Not a thing on the Ustream. Now, they did go into talking about other features too when it comes to just the casual viewing, like the movies and all that, the Netflix and all that kind of stuff, and the music, and so that's all there. That's not going anywhere, obviously. So that's one of Sony's other features, but they really stressed the fact that this is a gaming console first, and that's where they really ended it. We do games, then we do entertainment to the level of movies, TVs, music, all that kind of stuff. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Who do you prefer now that you've seen both sides of the fence with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 as to who took it for E3? Which consoles are you guys looking towards to get? Are you getting both? Or are you going to get one or the other? So don't be afraid, guys. Leave me a comment in the section below. I'm going to bail out. I will be back next week with more info, with more news, and back again with hopefully some new gameplay as well. And as always, guys, I am Kutter28 with 4 Next Level Gamers, and I'll catch you the next level. I'm out.